Booker tries to take it upon himself to really win the game. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another post-game recap here on Just Another Day. As you know, my name is Jalal. If you're new here, the way we do things is basically just recap what happened during the game, give my takeaways, and we always start with the winners. But before we get into that, make sure you like if you enjoyed what content I'm bringing you, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. But yeah, let's get into the game. NBA Finals Game 6. The Bucks win 105-98. Your Finals MVP, no surprise, Giannis Antetokounmpo, with averages of 35, 13, and 5 on 60% shooting, which is all-time great levels. But, I always note this, but I'm going to say it every video. If you see me looking off to the side, I have my notes on the side. So, coming into the game, I would say this for both sides. It was a really, really slow start. At one point, the score was 6-5, and it half the first quarter had already passed. They had a combined 2 for 10 shooting. But for Milwaukee, Chris Middleton sort of set the tone in those first 5 to 6 minutes defensively, and he hit a couple buckets. But then he got into foul trouble. And from that point on, Giannis absolutely took over. 50 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks. He was legit doing everything out there. Scoring, defending, blocking shots, getting in the pass lane for steals, switching, creating opportunities on offensive. He was doing everything. Hitting jumpers, hitting all his free throws. I think he missed 2 free throws, and he took about 17 or 18 of them. But yeah, from that point on, Giannis literally carried. And in the second quarter, the Bucks went completely cold. They couldn't hit a 3 to save their life. And neither team really could. But neither team shot over 30% from the 3-point line. And at one point, Giannis had 7 and the rest of the team had 6 in the entire second quarter. Jrue Holiday was terrible in the first half offensively. He was great defensively the entire game, but he was 1 for 11 going into halftime. And like I said, Middleton got into foul trouble, but he also didn't shoot well. He had 8 points about. And it was just an ugly first half, low-scoring first half. The score at halftime was 47-42. But then in the third quarter, some of the role players started to wake up. Brook Lopez had a couple of nice buckets. Bobby Portis off the bench, his energy, that boy is a maniac. But if Bobby Portis is on your team, he'd probably be one of your favorite players on your team just because of the energy he gives and the sacrifices he makes as a role player. And he's willing to scrap with anybody, so it doesn't matter. As we saw him laughing at Chris Paul, I guess he wanted to see if Chris Paul wanted to know if his hands was working. I don't know. But if it's me, I'm not fighting Bobby Portis. That boy is crazy. But he had 16 points off the bench. He gave them crazy energy, was playing defense, hitting threes, doing everything. He was their third best player tonight, at least offensively. Down the stretch, Giannis was they couldn't do anything to stop Giannis. They had to foul him the majority of the time. He kept getting to the line, hitting post shots, getting rebounds, dunking it, and the energy just kept going, and the Suns stayed in, but Giannis wanted to win really bad. Usually in this situation, a lot of players play not to lose, they play a little timid. They try to get other people involved. No, Giannis put these dudes on his back and was like, look, I'm trying to win a championship tonight, and I don't know if y'all are, but I think in the second half, that definitely caught on, and that was part of the reason why everything came together so well for the Bucks in the second half. Jrue Holiday, like I said before, he struggled offensively, but he still ended with 12 points. He had 9 rebounds, 11 assists, and 4 steals, and he did a great job on Devin Booker, who struggled mightily tonight. And Chris Middleton was solid, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, hit a couple clutch buckets down the stretch per usual. Chris Middleton is clutch. He is their best shot creator, as I said in the last video. But all in all, amazing performance from Giannis. An all-time great performance from Giannis. 50 points in a closeout game, which I don't think has been done since the 1960s, maybe the 1950s. And he's the first player since Shaq in 2000 to have 3 40-point, 10 rebound games in an NBA Finals series. So yeah, for him to be doing what he's doing at the age of 26, the sky's the limit for him. He's already with this championship. He's an all-time great. He's got his MVPs. He's got Defensive Player of the Year. He's got all NBA, all defensive teams. Now he's got a championship and a Finals MVP. And the only thing that there is left for him to do is to win more championships, I guess, or more MVPs. Both? We'll see. But, yeah, congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks. They had an amazing season. And they deserve this, regardless of what people say about if so-and-so weren't injured. They dealt with some injury, but, at the end of the day, they played who was in front of them. And they got the job done. Like, I'm not going to spite them because they beat the Nets who were injured. It doesn't matter. The season is over. Congratulations to the Bucks. Congratulations to Giannis. That whole Bucks organization, their first championship in 50 years. But we got to get to the Suns. We have to. I don't have a lot to say about the Suns. I don't want to get down on them too much. But the first quarter was very weird for them. They went down 13 early. But they were getting quality shots and they just weren't hitting. Devin Booker was getting good looks, wasn't hitting. Chris Paul didn't really take that many shots in the first quarter, but he came around in the second quarter and the third quarter. And like I said, that first quarter for them was weird, but the second quarter they sort of picked it up. While the Bucks went cold, they started off the quarter on an 8-0 run. And Cameron Payne came off the bench and gave them 10 in the second quarter, which was crazy because there was nothing going for them offensively, and he gave them a boost. Chris Paul also had 10 in the second quarter, so and this was all while Devin Booker continued to struggle. DeAndre Ayton also struggled terribly. He looked, dare I say, scared out there. He couldn't guard Giannis. Giannis on the other end had him in the gulag. He couldn't move. He had 12 points on 4 of 12 shooting. He looked like his bag was limited. Like, he couldn't really do anything. And Giannis is a great defensive player, but throughout the playoffs, we've talked about how DeAndre Ayton was so dominant and how he's a top 5 center in the league, which he's not. Sorry. He just, he had great games against the Lakers and the Clippers and the Nuggets, but in games like this, and I know he had 20 and 10 in the last game, but like I said, it didn't feel impactful. Like, I felt like he disappeared in stretches, and part of that was the Suns' game plan. But anyway, yeah, DeAndre Ayton was terrible. Devin Booker was also terrible. 19 points on 8 of 22 shooting. Yeah, he as great as he was in those 40-point games, and in game 2, he had 2 games that were just as bad. So it kind of balanced out. And I think going forward, he needs to find some type of consistency. And, in the clutch, he needs to trust his teammates more in crunch time. I've definitely noticed that Booker tries to take it upon himself to really win the game. Booker takes it upon himself to really try to win the game. And a lot of the times it gets him into trouble. Like I said, I don't have much to say about the Suns, but they stayed in the game. Chris Paul kept him in the game. Booker hit some timely buckets, but he didn't shoot well. Jay Crowder hit some timely threes. And it was more of a defensive battle. Even Frank Kaminsky, Frank the Tank, he's ass, but he came off the bench and he had 6 points. And they were huge in the grand scheme of things. But like I said, down the stretch, the whole Suns team disappeared. Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, who was taking some nut ass shots. Like, oh my god, there were times where like he was open, but he could have definitely made an extra pass because he was 2 for 9 from three last night. And I'm like, when Jay Crowder is shooting 9 threes, usually he's either making 2 or 3 or he's making 7, and there's no in between. So, if I was Jay Crowder, I would have stopped taking so many shots. But he took a lot of crazy shots last night, and I mean that's what you get from him. You get great defense sometimes. Sometimes you get great shooting. Sometimes you get neither, and that's just a tough pill that the Suns have to swallow. All in all, congratulations to the Bucks. And the NBA season is over. That's so it's bittersweet because it sort of felt like because of the short layover that this was sort of like I feel like the NBA season has been going on since the bubble. Like there was a 2-month break, but it didn't really feel like a break. And it's like we've been watching basketball nonstop since the bubble started last August. But yeah, it's I'm happy to see a new champion. It's refreshing for the NBA. And that's no disrespect to LeBron and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, but it's always refreshing to see a new face win a championship and to see how they cement their legacy going forward. I guess now it's Olympic basketball time. It's draft time. It's free agency time. Like I'm ready for free agency. I'm so excited for free agency. I can't wait to see what star is gonna shake shit up. Is Chris Paul gonna stay with the Suns? We don't know. Is Kyle Lowry gonna go to the Lakers? We have no idea. Is he gonna go to the Heat? We don't know. Is Kawhi gonna stay in LA? It's yet to be seen. But it's definitely gonna be excited. Will Dame get who's getting traded? Trade season. Oh man, it's a lot coming up. Draft next week, and then summer league and free agency after that. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to share, like, comment, subscribe. My goal for now is short-term goal for the channel is 200, but I'm setting like 500 and then 1,000. But for now, I'm looking to get to 200 subscribers as I continue to build content for the channel, and I try to get better for y'all. So yeah, if you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all next week.